Becoming an entrepreneur, getting customers, growing your business. How do you do it? You're about to learn everything you need to know to make your dreams a reality. If you're an entrepreneur, stay, chat, and get to know how to become successful in the cleaning world. Our company provides a wide range of services that include pressure washing, auto detailing, solar panel cleaning, and window cleaning. Now, proudly coming to you live from sunny California, welcome to the AM Pressure Washing Podcast. Here's your host, Mark Sullins.
What's happening, everybody? Today we have special guests in the house. We have DB Property Maintenance in the house. We got Devin.
And Blake.
I just went blank. Blake, shit.
It's all good.
I had a brain fart. But we got these guys in the house, and if you see behind us, they got their trailer in the shop. We're doing some upgrades for them. They have trucks, but they're going to build this trailer to be a high maintenance, heavy duty pressure washing machine for like parking lots, parking structures, shopping centers, etc. So it's two big systems to be able to do all that work. So we're going to be putting the vacuum reclaim system on it. We got two pressure washers on it, one 8 gallon per minute, and the other one is almost 5 gallon per minute.
5 and a 10 gallon.
Oh, it's a 10 gallon. I think it is 8.
Yeah, she's a beast.
Yeah, the one right there. The one right there is the 10 gallon per minute one. But yeah, you need high volume whenever you're doing parking lots, shopping centers, stuff like that. More water, get done quicker. Less water, it's going to take you forever. So, quick questions. Where are you located?
We're based out of Cal Mesa, 92320.
Well, that's in San Bernardino.
San Bernardino County, yes.
San Bernardino.
San Bernardino.
Right on. What's your phone number?
Well, for local, it's 909-522-6644. And then anything in the low desert, high desert, that's 760-219-4058.
Right on. So when we get done with all this, we'll do some posts and everything on our social media. I'll get Kaylin to do some uploads and get you guys some notoriety and everything else. So what all areas do you guys cover?
Pretty much the farthest. I mean, we'll really go to any job if it pays enough, you know. But primarily it would be anywhere from Barstow all the way down to San Diego.
Right on. Well, I know that because they went all the way to Arizona for me to do at Costco.
Yes.
Well, it's because we love you, Mark.
Oh, they love me. There's love in the house. But no, these guys also work with me. That's what, we preach every week on the podcast. We talk about everybody being team players and working together and everything. Mr. Jeff Hurley's leaving the house. We'll see you tomorrow, brother. So, yeah, that's what we do a lot of talking about, team players. Team. You know what team stands for. Together, everyone achieves more. So I spread the love just like, to a bunch of people that, that's in our group and everything. But I don't mind helping people out. If people need my help, I'm there for them and vice versa. So what you got going on right now besides this trailer? So what are your plans for this trailer?
The plans to definitely get our money recouped back from it immediately. So putting it to work.
Well, I haven't sent you the invoice yet.
Oh, I know it's going to hurt.
It's not going to hurt. It's not that bad. You come with most of the parts and everything, so it ain't going to be too bad. Do you have any big projects that you got lined up with this trailer?
We do. We got a couple of good ones. Working on some parking structures out in the low desert, and then we just really have a lot of large accounts just waiting for the green thumb, negotiating with higher ups. So we know we're going to have a DB style of a shitstorm hitting us all at once, but that's how everything works.
I shouldn't even talk about this shit because it'll come up and everybody's going to keep asking me about it. But I do have one project in the back burner. I've actually seen one out there. It is a hydraulic riding lawnmower with a pressure washing deck. So you need a big system like what you got.
Absolutely.
But I've got it in mind to build one. I've seen the one that was built. There's a yellow one running around.
The Beast.
The Beast.
Made out of Florida from High Flow Solutions.
Yep. I've seen it, but I'm thinking about going one different. They're only doing a 2-1 system. I'm thinking about doing a 3-1, but kind of spread the middle one out. So, and running the Whisper Wash swivels on it. But some of those mowing decks, they're pretty big. But if you overlap them, and the way that you do your serpentine when you're cleaning and overlay your lines, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But get a system like that. It's easy. People don't realize when you're doing parking garages, even though you run a blower and a street sweeper to try to get up as much dirt as you can, a lot of the parking garages put this swirl.
Oh yeah, and it just gets caught
and
in
it
the
gets
nooks.
caught in it, every nook and cranny. And then when you start pressure washing, within 3 to 4 feet, you got a mound build up. Then you got to shovel it up, get rid of it, and start back cleaning again. So that's why you need more water to be able to get all that stuff out. It's a pain in the butt. Normally when we do parking garages, we have 2 people running surface cleaners. And then we come back with anywhere from 3 to 4 people getting in a row, and we start pushing the dirty water. Yeah.
What size surface cleaners are you using when you have 2 people on that?
Normally we just do the 24s.
The 24s?
Yeah, 24 inches. I'm known to run the 40-degree tips.
Okay.
40-degree tips, and I raise my wand up a little bit, the swivel up, so I can walk faster.
Yeah.
Because the ones from factory, when they build them, I know Hydrotech is known for this. They put the 15-degree tips, and they got them about that high off the ground. And if you walk at a normal pace, you put spirals in the concrete.
Yep.
That way, anybody that sees what I do, I put a spacer. It's a 1/2-inch spacer on all Hydrotech.
New followers join the kingdom.
Felipe, thank you for joining. So I put a spacer on the Hydrotech surface cleaners and raise them up, and then I put the 40 degrees on there, and then you can go back to walking normal.
I think that's actually initially how we heard about you. Was Jake saw the first surface cleaner we were using, and he saw how slow we were going, and we were seeing him just blow past us, and then he told us, he told us about you and what you were doing, and that's how we got turned on to you.
Dude, I remember when I first started doing this, I was cleaning Costco's, and Costco's sometimes they have that colored concrete, or they just have that concrete in the front where you get a lot of tar in the concrete.
Yeah.
And I'm running that surface cleaner, and I can't walk fast. I'm just barely walking like a snail, because if you start walking fast, you start putting the spirals. And the crazy thing about that concrete, when you overlap, you'll have lines now. So you gotta find that happy medium whenever you're cleaning. If you don't, you're gonna have the stripes in the concrete. But yeah, I'm very anal when it comes to doing the concrete. So surface cleaners, I've got them down. I know how to modify them and everything. The BEs and the Whisper Washes, you have a set screw for the swivel.
Yeah.
You can adjust the height of it and everything. But the main thing is 40-degree tips. So we put 40-degree tips in all of our surface cleaners, and then you can just walk at a normal pace. Big difference. Hello, Terry Lynn, all the way from Las Vegas.
Ooh, beautiful Las Vegas.
Yeah, Terry and Jeff Lynn from Lewis Premier Solar Panel Cleaning.
Nice.
But yeah, the surface cleaners, somebody was telling me the other day, they have one of the Hydrotechs for sale. It's a 24-inch. I souped it up. So if you know anybody looking for a brand new 24-inch, it's an Ant 24. He's never used it. He bought it and never used it. He ended up selling his trailer to one. He's one of our customers now. But he didn't buy the surface cleaner from me. So he just sent me a picture of it the other day, and it's still brand spanking new. It's got the spacer on it and everything ready to go.
There's a lot of guys exiting the space right now. I keep hearing about a lot of guys. They're selling their company, sell the book of business, and they're out of here right now. It's just pretty interesting, because a lot of people keep flooding into this space, but then just as quickly other people are leaving.
Well, the problem is a lot of the people that are getting into this business, they're giving up.
I've seen that.
You get out there and you start hustling, and you're trying to get these jobs, and nobody's biting. You're not making no money, and you just start giving up. It's like I tell people, some jobs it takes me 4 years to get, but once you get your foot in the door and you start working, you keep those jobs. I mean, you guys got to hear a little bit today about one of my customers and some things that happened with it, but you just got to get back out there and make sure that you do everything right, and you keep your customer happy, and you keep getting the jobs. But I tell everybody, you may try to get 100 jobs, or try to bid on 100 jobs, and you may not get them. We bid all the time. Brian Deaton. What's up? Look at there.
Haha, the boys.
The boys. What's up, Brian? But giving up on the jobs, getting out there, you're not trying. You need to stay focused and just know the more persistent you are with the people, especially the big name, the big box stores, the big corporate accounts, you just got to stay in their face and say, yeah, I know you're tired of seeing me, but here I am. I'm back again.
Oh, dude, that was a lesson I learned early on. I mean, there was, who was it? I know it was, we didn't end up doing business with them, but it was a McDonald's franchise, and I think I got to the point to where they were starting to get annoyed with how much I was dropping by, but I mean, I just wanted it. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, we did a similar thing for another fast food chain to where we just were super persistent and, hey, GM's not here, point of contact, and we talked to them and they're not here, and we followed up with them for months and months and months, and we ended up winning it.
Yeah.
But it's just, most people give up after that. Well, most people give up after the first no.
Time.
And then if you're absolutely insane, like a crazy guy, you give up after the fifth one.
Yeah.
And then the reason why I think we've started to at least make a business out of what we've made here is we don't give up after 15, 20. We just keep going.
Yeah. Well, what's happened, with us in the past, we've had, there's been companies that we've been with for years, and some of those managers may leave and get a job somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as they get that job somewhere else, they bring us on board at that location.
Yeah.
So once you get in there and you finally get your foot in that door and you're out there making money and you're doing a good job, you're doing the same quality work every single time, you don't get lazy, you don't get deviate, go out there and spray some water. You do the same quality work every single time, those people are not going to forget about you. And then when they get another job or they get a promotion and they're in another location, they're like, oh my God, we're looking, other people would be like, hey, we're looking for somebody to come clean our place. And they're like, dude, I've got the person.
Yeah.
I've been working with this guy for years.
Yeah.
So you got to, the whole thing is what we were talking about earlier, is doing the quality job every single time. It's like I tell everybody, I do before, during, and after pictures. I'll make sure the customer gets those and they see that we do the same quality work every single time. I'm not going to go out there and just spray the concrete and that way you think that I cleaned it because there's web. Well, where's the before pictures? Where's the during pictures? Mm-hmm. So that way I'm very anal when I do, my jobs in bidding. And what's up, Teddy Costa de Rivas? Love it. That's my boy from Las Vegas. But
nice.
I'll give you guys a little example. I've got a big corporate account that I've had for going on about 14 years. So this company never puts the contract out for bid. They stick with me. They've been with me forever. So I know I have people that watch me, and I tell them how to go out and offer a free cleaning and try to get jobs and everything. Well, one of our customers, and they don't know that I know it, but I know who they are because my customers tell me everything. They were up north at one of my Bonds accounts at a Safeway, and they went in there and talked to the manager that I know and said that whoever's doing your job right now, they're doing a terrible job and we can do a better job. And they used my playbook. Well, I started cracking up. The manager that I deal with on my northern accounts, he was telling me about it, and I started laughing because I know who it is. And I told him, I said, what's funny, Aldo, is I'm the one that built their pressure washing system. And, it's like I tell everybody, it's a small world, and, kudos to you for going out there and trying it. But the manager at that Bonds location told, the corporate manager about it, Aldo, and Aldo was telling me about it, and he says, no, we're not getting rid of Mark. We've been with him for years, and he cleans every single gas station we have in the state of California. So I just started laughing. So
that's freaking hilarious. So
yeah, they took a page out of my playbook.
If it was any other account, maybe they would have gotten it.
Oh, dude, I've got them. Like Miguel's Jr. I know Michael Vasquez. I know the whole family. I know all their managers. I've been with them forever, and I've had workers slip on my business card and try to take the account from me and everything else, and then they call me right away. So I've seen all kinds of stuff, and it's like I tell everybody, we network together, we share jobs, we help each other out. Like not only do you two, help me on jobs and everything, you're also a customer of mine, and I take care of your equipment. So we all work together as a team. I don't try to steal nothing from nobody, but when you're out there, going to jobs, and don't get me wrong, some people may call it chicken shit, but I call it with whatever you want to. If you see a business and it's very dirty and the current customer is not doing a good job cleaning it, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, give me an opportunity.
Yeah.
And that way I can clean it and show you what we're about. That just goes to show, if you don't go out there and do the same quality work every single time, people like me will come in there and take that job away from you in a heartbeat. We take pride in our work. We take extra steps to make sure this job is done right. That way, a lot of these big corporate accounts, they'll call me in before the big head honchos come in.
Yep.
Like you did last night.
Corporate accounts, always.
And
corporate walkthrough, deep clean.
Albertsons called me last night. The director was coming in today, and they called me in the evening to see if I can make it out there. And I'm like, oh my God. So we had to pull some strings, and both of you guys were able to go out and take care of that for me, and thank you for it.
Absolutely.
But that's the way it is. All my corporate accounts, they know that I'll make things happen and do what I got to do, and even if it's me going out there. I don't have a problem getting in a vehicle and going and doing it. Like my guy that does my northern accounts for the bonds, he helps me with the Bishop. And I ended up doing Bishop last Friday, but there's a lot of things going on with him, and what am I going to do? I'm going to go do Bishop for him. So that's on his normal schedule, but we all have problems come up.
Followers join
What's
the
that?
kingdom.
Casa de Rivas. What's up, Teddy Rivas? But yeah, we have things going on in life, and it's like I tell anybody and everybody that works for us. If something happens, let me know, and I'll make sure I'm there. It's like Jeff the other day was sick out with his neck, and it was just a bad day to be out. But the night before, my mother-in-law had to go to the hospital by ambulance. So me and my wife were up all day. Jeff was out the next day. I'm here hungover because I ain't had no sleep. I feel like I partied all night. But I'm here doing what I got to do. You gotta step up and do what you got to do. And that's why I'll go out and help anybody, help any of the workers. If they need help, I'm here.
I believe it.
What we got going on, Brian? Mark, when are you going to start making soft wash skids? Probably never.
But it's easy.
You know what, guys? Soft wash is an East Coast thing.
Yep.
You got a lot of algae back there. You got all that stuff. You got a lot of homes with vinyl sidings. Out here, if you got algae on a roof, hot water takes that crap right off, and you ain't got to use no chemicals or anything like that. So I use hot water to take off algae. The only time you'll ever see me use a little mixture, and I'll throw it in a foam cannon, is like on stucco homes, especially white homes with a roof doesn't have gutters. Down the side of a chimney when it's raining, you'll get that little black streak down the side. Hot water will get 80 to 90% of it off, but if you'll spray a little bit of bleach with your foam cannon, let it sit for a little bit, and then pressure wash it off, it takes it right off. But soft wash systems, I'm not going to get into them, guys. I'm not interested into it. A lot of these soft wash systems that I see people spending 15 grand on a soft wash system, and I'm like, guys, for $89, I can sell you a foam cannon. Put the chemical in there, and that way you dilute it down. You can put it in there straight, and the water from the pressure washer will dilute it down and can talk. And you can spray it on whatever you need to. But, I don't see spending that kind of money on a system that you're not going to use all the time. A lot of people will think, this is another thing going around. Brian, you're out of control. This is another thing going around. So now you get a lot of people that are buying cold water pressure washers and doing chemical to try to clean concrete. Okay, that's fine. They're saying, well, the chemical gets up the gum and the grease. Chemical don't get it up.
Doesn't get up gum.
No. You can use chemical to try to get up grease, but you still need hot water to penetrate into the concrete, to steam it, to try to get as much out of the top of the concrete that gets sucked in. So cold water does not work, and using the chemical, you're still not doing a good job. I don't care what anybody does. There's nothing like spraying degreaser concrete cleaner down on a concrete. You're running a steam surface cleaner, and then coming back and doing your rinse. That way you can do the rinse, get the gum up, and everything looks good. I mean, that's how we do it. I've been doing it for years. Look at my clientele. Look at my website. You'll see that I don't lose customers. That's how we do it. We keep everything looking good. And chemical has its place, but you got to understand, California it's tree huggers here. You can't let water run up down the storm drain. People don't want you putting chemical on their house. They don't want you putting chemical on their plants or in their grass. And you don't realize if you get caught letting a chemical run down a storm drain, it's a $10,000 fine to you. It's a $10,000 fine to your customer, and then you're going to have a lot of pissed off people. You're going to be mad. Your customers are going to be mad. So there you go. Oh, Joseph. Yeah, that's right, Joseph. You're that building. What he's talking about up in Santa Barbara. There is a building. It is a government building. They have all these trees, and I think a bunch of them are eucalyptus trees. This building is so black, hot water ain't gonna cut it. So that whole building is probably gonna have to have about 2 chemical treatments on it, and then doing a steam pressure wash on it. This building is ridiculous. When it was given to me, and it was given to me by a close friend of mine, when they sent me the pictures, I was like, oh God, I wish I wasn't so close to them. I would turn it down in a blink of an eye. So Joseph, I sent him the pictures. He's one of the guys that seen the pictures and got to bid on the building and everything. But yeah, this one is a nightmare. Literally, every square inch of that whole building, the concrete, the walls, the pillars, the concrete benches and everything is black.
It's just sap?
It's algae. It's in Santa Barbara. It's by the ocean.
It's just algae.
It's tree sap and it is algae. It's both. So we had one company that was close by there, some friends of ours. They went by and did a little treatment on it. They did 2 treatments and you could still see it. Man. They did 2 little sample, it's off of one pillar. So they did 2 treatments, and I was looking at that, and I'm like, oh no.
This is going to be a mess. Big job.
And then they want to come back at me, and then they want to try to pinch pennies. And I'm like, there is no pinching pennies with this. Either you take it or bye, I'm done. I don't have no problem you telling me that we didn't get that job. But yeah, some of them, for this job that, Santa Barbara job, most definitely you're going to have to do soft wash. You're going to have to do chemical, and you're going to put a lot of it on there. I mean, we're looking at probably a 55-gallon drum of the bleach and the HS.
Sodium hypochlorite.
Yep.
And a surfactant.
That's how big. It's a 2-story building, but it's a lot. And it may even take more than a 55-gallon drum. It may be a lot more than that. But it is what it is. You tell them, Mark. What's that say? Galupasa magma? I don't know. I don't know what that is, Joseph. You got to understand I'm an old fart. Some of this different terminology I don't know. But at any rate, what else we got going on? So I'm trying to think what we got going on today. Besides you guys, my 2 knuckleheads.
Yes, sir.
We'll get you guys going tomorrow. We don't have too much more to do. They got a little bit of plumbing to do, but we were kind of crazy today. I was out of service this morning for a little while, but tomorrow we'll get everything dialed in and get everything tested running. Oh, that's the name of your black mold. I got you, Joseph. See? I just call it black mold.
Science.
Yeah, science. You got all the terminology, Joseph. You're a man of knowledge.
The man made for the job.
Yep. Yeah, he heard me talking about it. I think I talked about it on some of my social media, looking for soft wash guys. He jumped right on it. And then once I sent him the pictures, I'm like, dude, you know what you're getting into?
Dude, are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, this one, even on the side of the building, they got those little awnings that have the little slats. It's even on the bottom. It's all the way around, every nook and cranny. It's just like, oh my God, this is a nightmare. I would go up Saturday, spray the whole building, come back and spray it again Sunday, and then let it sit and cook all week, and then come back the following weekend. We can only do it on weekends. And then come and start steam cleaning. And you're going to probably have minimum, it depends on how many systems you got. If you got 4 to 5 systems, you could probably do it in one weekend. But I'm thinking 2 weekends of pressure washing. That's how bad.
That's a lot, dude.
Yep. Yeah, the friend of mine that turned this job on to me, it's the first time she's ever, well, she sent me other jobs. I've bidded on, government jobs, but this is the first time that she's ever sent me this, and I'm like, holy moly, what was she thinking? But it's all good. Everything can be clean. You just got to be use your due diligence and pace yourself and start at one end and work till you get to the other end.
Don't get lost in the sauce.
Yep.
You know what, Mark? I actually do have a question for you. I'm sure you've come across it before. It's mainly only ever in fast food dumpster pad areas when it's not even grease anymore. It's just years of like solidified soda and food grease and everything. It's that super thick tar almost.
It's like textured now.
That I have poured the strongest freaking degreaser you could ever find. I've hit it with super max heat, zero tip, everything, and it's not budging.
So they got a grease trap in them?
Huh?
They have a grease trap in them?
They should have had a grease trap, but this looks like it just went everywhere.
Well, there was probably a grease trap in there and they spilled.
Yeah.
So don't try this at home, guys. When you're talking Terry Lynn, talking about my mother-in-law. She's still in the hospital, Terry Lynn. When you got that type of grease, I've had to do this to a couple of locations. So I set up my vacuum, I reclaim the water, and it goes into a storage tank. You will do a degreaser, but you also get you some gasoline. I will let the gasoline set and bake into the grease with the degreaser, and then as I start steaming it, the gas will help break down that thick, gooey, nasty grease. There's other stuff you can use, but I've used the gasoline, and then when I'm using the degreaser and soap, it gets it up as well. But it takes several treatments. We had one of our communities over in Fontana. I don't think they ever hit the damn grease trap. And that shit was on the walls, it's on the ground, it's on the dumpster. And then, especially during the wintertime, it gets hard to get it up. You got to really turn your heat up on your pressure washer. But people don't realize that those grease traps, they attract roaches, they attract mouse. Mouse love to eat that crap.
Yep.
I've literally walked in and literally thought they were coming up my pants leg. Luckily, I wear the boots and everything because whenever you move the dumpster, here they come running out.
Oh, I've been there, dude.
Oh, but yeah, you got to use, I've used a little bit of gasoline, a mixture in it, and then use my brush to agitate it in. And then as you're using the steam to, bake it and cook it out, there's other stuff you can use. You can use like a lacquer thinner to try to break it down as well. But you got to vacuum it up. You can't let it run into a drain. And then your storage tank is all gooed up, and now you got to put the the strong degreaser in there. Get a brush and brush your tank and steam it. I put a lot of hot water in it, fill it up with hot water first, my tank, and then I throw the degreaser in there and let it sit for a while, and then I'll start brushing it and then start draining it out.
Okay, that makes sense because I have a funny story for you. When we were first starting off and we were door knocking every business, going in there, handing out cards and stuff, we went to I had a feeling that he was going to say no, but we still went there. Undisclosed location because I know this is California, so I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But it was a mechanic shop, and the owner was like, "What do I need you for?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, pretty often. This probably gets super dirty, everything." He goes, "I throw gasoline out all on my pad every day, and it cleans it perfectly, and it's fine."
Yep. So there you go. So now you know that I wasn't talking smack about gasoline. Yeah, gasoline can break that real thick, heavy grease down. And it might take a couple of pour-ins, but
yeah,
it'll break it down. Yeah. Dumpsters are my nemesis. There's tricks to them. I was just actually talking to a customer a while ago. He has a big AstroTurf company.
Okay.
So he goes out and he cleans his existing customers. He cleans it for urine and dogs.
Yeah.
So he's got two different chemicals that he was using, but he's having a hard time for it to penetrate in and everything else. He's trying to do an injector and all that. And I told him, I said, just spray it in a foam cannon. Put it in a foam cannon, spray it in there because you can't run the stuff that he's using through the pump. It will eat your cells up. So I said, just put it in a foam cannon, put it in there, let it sit for a while, come back with the heat, steam clean it. With the rinse, the light rinse, you don't want to put a lot of pressure, you'll start blowing the grass out of the pad. And then once that's done, then come back with another foam cannon. I use direct pine sol. I pour the straight shit into my foam cannon, and then when you spray it, it makes everything look white, but it will dissolve and get into the system. I do it with trash enclosures. So whenever you got homeless and feces and urine and trash enclosures, when you get it all steam clean and cleaned up, you come back and you fog the whole thing with pine sol, open up the dumpster, spray some on the inside of that. When your customers come out, they smell it. They're like, oh my God, Mark was here. So there's another one of my tricks and tips that I do when I clean trash enclosures, so all you guys can do the same thing.
The secret sauce, the smell good.
Secret sauce. I love pine sol. I can tell when the job's been done right when you walk up and you smell the pine sol.
We like to use Fabioso, a little lavender.
Fabioso, put a little lavender on there. Speak of the devil, there is Petra. Hola, Petra.
¿Qué pasó?
So, Terry Lynn, you want to see a picture of the Santa Barbara building. Well, there's a person on this chat box that knows all about that Santa Barbara building. She's the one that I'm working with to do that job with. Yeah, Petra, we're talking about you, Santa Barbara. We're talking about soft wash, so your name come up in the mix. And now that Thelma and Louise, they're just talking to each other. They're not even paying attention to me or talking to me. All the girls that come on the podcast, we got Terry Lynn, we got Jennifer, we got Petra, we got Anita. I call them all the Thelma Louise bunch. They're out of control, but I'm glad to see them. So what else you got? Questions?
Questions wise, I think that was actually one of my main questions I wanted to ask you for a while, was that. Because, we were really running into a problem with a couple of those. Like a movie theater had it really bad because the soda was just baking onto the concrete. I don't know, Dev, you got any other questions?
So on the concrete, I've started selling the F9, the Bark F9. So that stuff can break it down as well. Now, the way that I've been trained to use that, like if you want to get rust off or stains up, you got to dilute it by half. So maybe if you don't dilute it on the grease and see how it works.
I think we've tried F9 before, yeah. We did like 1 gallon of it.
How'd you like it?
It was okay.
I got it for rust. We cleaned a winery in Temecula, Ween's Family Cellar. We cleaned that a few weeks ago. But after me buying the Bark F9, when I got there to come to find out, all the concrete is colored.
Ooh.
And I told them, I said, I cannot spray this on your concrete. They said, why? I said, because I'm going to turn your concrete white. Even though you got the mixture in the concrete, you're going to lighten up that concrete. And I said, how bad do you want these rust stains gone? So I put a hot mix of my concrete cleaner that I've got in there, that 5-gallon bucket. And then it was very hot that day, so when we sprayed it, it baked into the concrete. So when we come back and was rinsing it with the wand, I got 80% of it up with just the wand. So when it dried, it was just a very light hint of the rust stains. And I told them, I said, this is what I got up with my cleaner. Now, if we use the F9, I'm going to lighten your concrete. So you tell me, and they're like, hold on for a minute. Pump the brakes. So I held off on it right now. F9 has its place, especially for bare concrete, but I don't recommend it on colored concrete. I haven't seen a video yet to learn how to do it on colored concrete. I've seen it on regular concrete, but I haven't learned how to do it on colored concrete to where it won't whiten it up. Everything that I've seen, all the videos, it lightens the concrete. It whitens them up.
Yeah, anytime you're using an acid, it's going to change the color of the concrete. That's why you can't spot treat it. You have to do the entire section of the square.
Yep, and that's what it is. When you spray the stuff, you got to spray the entire concrete. I bought 5 cases of it. It was a lot of concrete. So, but I've got it here on the shelf if anybody needs any. We got the graffiti remover, we got the Bark F9, and I also got the new, it's not new, I've used it for years. It's called Golden West. It's a concrete cleaner / degreaser. It's a powder formula. It comes in a 5-gallon bucket. I've used every kind of liquid degreaser, concrete cleaner there is out there. This powder degreaser I was just telling Devin about it earlier. The little tank right there, the white one, that's what he's going to use for his chemical. So when he does his chemical injection, his concrete cleaner, he'll spray that on the concrete before he starts surface cleaning. So this stuff is a powder. So like that 100-gallon jug, you'll put about 4, depends on how strong you want it, 4 to 5 drinking cups into the tank, and you fill it up all the way. As soon as you pour it in there, it has a chemical reaction. You touch the tank, you can feel it's warm. And so it helps break the grease down.
Yeah.
So as soon as you mix it in there, the way that I do it is I top my tank off about halfway before I leave to go out to do the jobs. I'll put my concrete cleaner in there. By the time I get there, it's all diluted. I turn the water on, top the tank off the rest of the way, and start spraying. But it works phenomenal. I love it. I've been using it for years. I just got it back in the showroom. When COVID hit, the factory went out of business for a while.
Damn.
I didn't think they were going to come back. But they just now started coming back and just now started, getting in stock again. But yeah, if you guys need any concrete cleaner, which you guys are going to get some.
We're going to sell it out. We're buying it all.
Buy it all out. It don't take a lot. A lot of people, think you got to put a lot in there. That one 5-gallon bucket of that powder degreaser can go anywhere from 3 to 4 up to 5 gallons of the liquid. With liquid degreaser. So some of that liquid degreaser, and I've seen the stuff going, for over 100, 120 bucks a 5-gallon bucket. I sell it for, I think it's 59 bucks a bucket, but it goes a long way. So you don't have to put a lot in there.
You're going to have to make a new order. I'm buying them all.
I'll buy them.
Yeah, those powder degreasers are no joke. There was a Italian guy that it wasn't even branded or anything. He just goes, "Here, try some of this," and just I got a little bit on my hand, and it left freaking burns all
Instantly
over my
burns,
hand.
yeah.
The company, when I first got it, they said, "Oh, you just wet the concrete and you sprinkle it on the concrete and then you brush it in and then you come back and clean it." I'm like, no, I'm going to spray it on. So I'm going to pour it into my tank, and I'm going to use a pressure washer, and I'm going to spray it on the concrete nice and even.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to come back and use the surface cleaner. I don't want that shit getting on me. I don't want to be touching it and sprinkling it. I'm like, oh, hell no.
That's that old Italian guy that's just like bare-handing it with calluses that are an inch thick and just throwing it everywhere.
And dude, I've got that in my mouth before, with the wind blowing, and when you're pouring it in the tank, and you don't want to get it in your mouth. It didn't, I spit it out. It was just a little bit of the dust, but it leaves a taste in your mouth. It's just like you eat a whole bar of soap. You don't want to get that stuff on you. Yeah, that's no joke.
It's like when I got muriatic acid fumes straight up the nose.
The rough thing that I've ever got, I was up at the La Brea District. There's a shopping center there that we clean in, and they called me up to get some graffiti down. And it was in between the doorway when you go into the store. And so I'm not thinking nothing about it, and I go out there, no face shield on, no gloves, and I spray it on it, and the wind blew it right in my face. Luckily, the truck was right here, and I could make it to the dump valve to start washing. That Bear Brick graffiti remover that I have in there, that shit is no joke. You do not want to get it on you. What's up, Jerry Salvain? There's his business card right there. Caitlin's got that writing up there. I got to get that writing off. I don't know how to take it off. He'll have to take that off. But Salvain Group, what's up, Jerry? He's the one that did the RO system in the trailer.
Nice.
Yeah.
That thing's sick.
Yep. Look at Tyrion. Shout out to Salvain Group. Slavin. I keep saying Salvain. Slavin. Sorry, Jerry. I butcher your name every week.
Oops.
Yeah. Slavin Group. Oh, any other thing going on? Questions?
Well, the main thing we got starting tomorrow is a giant house painting job.
Painting?
Exterior painting.
You paint?
Absolutely.
Right on.
Absolutely.
Good to know.
Also, if sometimes graffiti removal, if it's too large of a job, talk them into painting over the graffiti.
No, don't never paint over the graffiti. Get my stuff and it takes it right off.
Now, we had this one, it's a hilarious, it's a rundown car wash in San Bernardino, and it's probably about a 4-foot light gray wall, maybe at least 80 to 100 feet long. Graffiti was all over it. And I was like, yeah, we're repainting that.
Well, the problem when you do that is a lot of people don't realize there's dirt underneath that graffiti. And then you paint over it, it starts peeling off.
With these clients, It's a property management company that just goes and fixes whatever the homeless do for the investment group. And all it is, I was like, we're just pretty much gonna put lipstick on a pig, and like that's what we want you to do.
I got a shopping center downtown that they used to spray on the brick wall, so they were painting over it. So I come back and put 7 coats of bare brick to get all the paint off. As soon as I got done with it, I sprayed Thompson water seal on the concrete. Guess what? Paint won't stick. There's tricks to it. So a lot of people's like, oh, I'll just spray a sealer on there. Well, it'll stick to a sealer.
water seal, huh?
Thompson water seal. It's got oil in it.
Yeah.
Yep, spray it on the concrete, and they can't paint on it. And then if they do get any paint on there, it'll wash right off. Yeah. So that's what I was telling the people, and then I told them, I said, make sure none of your maintenance team comes back and tries to roll any paint on there. But once you get it clean, let it dry, come back, and then spray the Thompson's water seal on there, and it'll suck into the concrete, and no paint's gonna stick to it. But these are walls in a parking garage.
Yeah.
So all the perimeter walls and everything, people were tagging the shit out of them. There's tricks to everything. And then the other thing was steps. They were writing on every kicker of the steps. So we cleaned them, and I sprayed it on the back wall of every step. That ended that.
Yep.
See, I'm giving out tricks today. I'm giving out all my little tricks and tips. But you know what? Use them.
I'm waiting to see you do a backflip right now.
Nope. I know I can't do that. What's up, Edgar? My boy from up north. All one solar shine. He's a beast. He's like a robot, dude. He is nonstop. He's putting out good, information. He's showing a lot of videos and everything. He's a hustler. He's a solar panel cleaner. My man.
I like it.
I'm trying to think what else we got going on. Other than your trailer, I got to get your trailer out of here. Lawrence's personal touch, I got to start working on his Sprinter van. He's doing a nice system. He's already done got all the, he went and got everything bed liner put in the inside of the Sprinter van. I'm like, dude, you should have let me get everything done first and mocked up before, I start doing, because I like to tack weld.
Yeah.
And I said, now I got to put down, my welding. I said, now you made it harder for me because everything looks nice and pristine now.
Yeah, it's
so for me to start,
no scratch marks, nothing.
No scratch marks or nothing, right? So now I got to do the all of the metal frame and everything. He's going to use a retractable pressure hose reel. So normally people don't use those, but he got one from Realcraft. He's got his vacuum hose reel that's retractable. He did everything nice. His Sprinter van's going to be nice. So he's into auto detailing. Lawrence's personal touch. Give him a shout out. So that's going to be probably the next build that's in here when I get done with Lawrence's van. Hopefully my truck is here that I got to get built for the tractor and the RO system, the trailer. And once I get that done, but I'm trying to get everybody else's stuff. I try to get you guys done. I got to get Lawrence done. And then once my truck gets here, I'm not taking no projects on until I get done with my truck. What else we got in here?
Spotless
Stephanie.
Solar Experts, you can guarantee will keep up with the videos.
What's up, Spotless Solar Experts? We got Stephanie Valles, DB Boys.
Yeah.
Anthony, you know him?
Yeah, it's Anthony Vera. Yeah.
What's up, Anthony? Right on. Edgar, what's up, Mark? Edgar, trying to be like you. Ha. Nah, Edgar, you don't want to be like me. You're doing your thing. You're doing a great job. Right on. So, temperatures is rough. Everybody drink water. Stay hydrated. If you're up on that roof and you think, oh, just a few more minutes I can get done, that few more minutes, dude, could be heat stroke. Make sure you're drinking water. Take your time. What else we got going on? Customer just brought his rotary brush in. He dropped it off a 2-story house, and the way it landed, the right side housing that mounts your axle, that little ring, he completely snapped that ring off. So that sucker really hit hard. We've had people drop these rotary brushes, the J Racing Stein off roofs, and not even do nothing to them. So make sure you got your gear secure when you get on the roof. Pay attention to what you're doing. Don't get complacent. It's hot out there. I tell everybody, wear you a big hat, wear gloves, wear long sleeve shirts, keep water in you. You don't realize when you sweat, your clothes getting wet is a coolant. It helps keep you cool. So a lot of people, think, I'm gonna wear a short sleeve shirt. Now you're getting all burned up. Cover yourself up. Take care of yourself while you're out there. That's about it. How long we been on? We've been on 45 minutes.
Look at this. One of our followers saw our trailer and he's like, I'm gonna have them build my trailer.
What?
Yes, sir.
No way.
Super swear when radical pressure washing hits you up. Radical.
Oh, radical. I thought you said radical.
No, radical.
Like Bugs Bunny, the rascally wabbit.
The rascally wabbit. Yep. When radical comes in.
Right on. Thank you. Tell him I said appreciate. Send him my info.
Here.
Tell him give me a call.
Tell him yourself.
Give me a call. 951-440-9063. Give me a shout. I'll take care of you.
Perfect. That's how we do it.
George Casata, what's up? Trying to see what else we got on here. I'm glad you guys come in because I really didn't have much to
talk about
today. I was wanting to get on your trailer and get busy with it. We've just been busy doing a lot of stuff. So Terry Lynn was just brought up Mom a little while ago, so I'm going to try to go see Mom this evening. I'm going to go see Mom before I go home today. Mom is still in the hospital.
Dang.
So
hopefully she gets better soon.
Hopefully she'll get to come home here in a day or two. Okay, Stephanie, the reason you're going through swivels fast is you're turning your temperature up too high. Do not go above 150, 160. Those swivels on the Hydrotech pressure washers, if you start running your pressure washer at 200 or plus on your heat, you will eat those bearings up so quick. But I've got a solution. A lot of people don't know it. I'm just waiting for the first person to bring me their Hydrotech in here. I'm going to alleviate that swivel, and I'm going to put you a Whisper Wash / BE swivel on there. It's a bigger swivel, and it's also got grease fittings. So I've got the ring that will bolt to the deck of your Hydrotech, and then the swivel will go right on top of it. It goes right in, then I'll screw your wand underneath the bottom, and it's going to be a new swivel. So anybody out there that's got a Hydrotech surface cleaner, and you want me to upgrade your swivel to one of these newer swivels, and they are 2/3 of the cost of a Hydrotech swivel, let me know. Give me a call. Come see me.
Sounds like the guy. You remember when we bought? It wasn't that rig. It was the other one. The dude set it at 250 all the time, no matter what.
Well, you don't
So
realize.
you flip the switch of the burner.
You don't realize what that temperature does. So I've got guys that will go out there and run their pressure washer at 250 degrees, and then when they coil up their hose, they coil it up tight without cooling it down. So what happens when it cools down, it starts contracting. So that barrel on your hose reel, it crushes it. I tell everybody, do not run your pressure washer that high. It only takes 120 degrees to get up gum and oil. So I run mine at 150 because I'm running a surface cleaner and I want to walk a little bit faster and move a little bit faster. So 150, 160 is where I run my temperature. You don't have to go hotter than that. When you go hotter than that, all of a sudden you start seeing all your couplers. You're leaking water from all your quick disconnects. Why? Because you eat the O-rings up. Why? You're starting to blow the ends out of your on the end of your pressure hose. Why? Been running too hot water. Stephanie, your swivel on your Hydrotech, guess what? Too hot water. Go through swivels, fast my Hydrotech. I'll be in this week to drop it off. Bring it on. I'm going to film it. You're going to be the first one, Stephanie. I'm going to show everybody what I'm going to do to your surface cleaner. I'm going to put the ring that clamps that swivel to your deck, and I'm going to adjust it, and I'm going to show everybody. I'm going to film it and show you how I do it. So that way you got a better swivel. Those little swivels on Hydrotechs, I talked to them about them. They just don't last. But the reason they don't last is because of hot water. As long as you don't go above 150, 160, it'll last you a long time. I was getting anywhere from 2.5, 3 years out of mine.
That's good.
That's good for one of those. Those things can heat up real quick. And those damn swivels are like $300 and something.
Oh, they're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun when they go out.
Yeah, we had one of our guys. He says he didn't hit anything inside of a car wash, but I guarantee you he hit a bolt because for some strange reason the bar snapped off the swivel.
Oh yeah. And
he said, I don't know, it just blew up.
I don't know. I didn't see anything. It just blew up.
I love it when people are doing sidewalks, and when you go a crosswalk and the concrete kind of angles down,
Yeah.
and then when they turn around, they hit the concrete. Yeah. The cool thing about Hydrotech, they started using the straight pipe swivel instead of that little thin, curvy swivel, because you would bend those that quick. The other ones can take a beating, but they still get bent. I've seen them, customers come in, they break their tip off in the pipe. Excuse me, I have to take an easy out and get it out and put a new one in. And then sometimes they hit them and then they wallow it. And I'm like, well, that's done.
Yeah.
I said I can drill it and put a reducer in there, but now you're getting closer to the concrete, so it's just better to get a new one. Trying to think up. I'm running out of things to talk about.
That's a first.
I know. I must be tired.
You probably are.
Oh, my third one this year. Holy shit, Stephanie.
Damn.
How? Okay, 250 degrees you're putting it up to? 200?
Yeah. Stephanie,
There goes your profit.
I guarantee you're running it too hot. But bring it in. We'll get you dialed in. I'll switch you out to the other surface, the other swivel, and we'll get you dialed in.
I mean, honestly, the max that I'll ever turn it up to is 175. And that's just if I'm really, wanting to insure. But even it's rare that I would ever... Because once you told us the max should ever be 150,
Yeah.
Okay, we're done.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'll turn mine up to 200 when I'm cleaning trash enclosures with the grease.
Yeah.
It's really bad, yeah.
But when I turn it up and I'm running that, as soon as I get done, I go back and turn it down and cool everything down.
Yeah.
So everybody, the life of your pressure washer, your hose, your fittings, your seals, everything is all about turning the heat off and letting it cool down. You want to be able to touch the wand and make sure it's cold before you start cooling up your hose. Cool everything down, and that'll save the life of everything. Promise you. Listen to me.
I guess.
All right, guys.
That's another fun thing when the guys, you look at the truck after they wrapped everything up, and you look at it and that burner's still on, even though the rig's off, and you go, oh, that was cool. Thank you for that.
Hook the water back up, make sure the burner's turned off, turn the water on, and your pumps, you can actually circulate the water through your pumps without having to crank your pressure washer, but I crank it up to flow it through quicker.
Yeah.
And just to cool everything down. Yeah, when I'm out doing jobs, for instance, if I'm at a gas station, so I've already run the surface cleaner, I did the rinse on the fuel pad, I'm doing the sidewalks up front. The last bit of asphalt where the car's parked right in front of the store. Mm-hmm. So when I get to that's where I turn my burner off. By the time I get done rinsing all the little parking spaces down, I've done cool my system down. Mm-hmm. Now it's time to coil your hose up and put everything away. So, over the years of doing this, I know how much longer it takes for me to, cool the system down. And that way I can cool it down, rinsing the asphalt. I don't run hot water on the asphalt.
Yeah.
So, it's just the little tricks that you learn over the years. But the life of your system is cooling it down. Never knew about the heat. Usually at 200, I'll start running it lower.
There we go.
What did I tell you,
There
Stephanie?
she is. There it is.
I knew exactly what it was. Yeah, don't go over 150, 160 tops, and your swivels will last a long time. But let's get you upgraded to the bigger swivel, and you'll be a much happier person. Well, guys, if you ain't got nothing else, I'm going to get you out of here.
Well, I got something for you. I got you a sick-ass keychain.
Oh, right on, dude.
Now you can't say I never got you anything.
DB Property Maintenance. Got me a keychain. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So everybody in the San Bernardino, in the California, well, hell, you
SoCal,
guys,
yeah,
you've even go to Arizona for me. So anybody that has any issues, property maintenance, pressure washing, painting, what else do you do?
We got a laundry list, but line striping, seal coating, asphalt crack sealing. We do elastomeric coating on roofs, window solar cleaning, essentially everything on exterior for cleaning, pedestrian safety, and parking lot maintenance. We're the go-to guys to call.
There you go. So if you guys need that, give them a shout out. Give me your phone number one more time.
Locally, 909-522-6644. And if it's in the BFE, give it a call at 760-219-4058.
All right, everybody. Do you do slurry? Slurry.
Now, we sub that out, but I'll put a bid in.
I'll talk to Robert. CPAC.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Robert's going to come back here and do the back here because we run so much water.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to put some slurry down. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Give us a shout out if you need anything. Give me a call. Everybody have a great rest of the week, and we are out of here. Everybody have a great day.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for joining our podcast today. Hope the knowledge we passed on to you helped. Please tune in next week for a brand new show and surprise guest. From AM Pressure Washing and your host, Mark Sullins, have a great day and be safe.